Very good afternoon to all of you. I welcome you all for this our new lecture of industrial hydraulics and pneumatic subject. Okay, in the last lecture, that is yesterday, we have discussed about the what is meant by hydraulic circuit. Then we have discussed some simple circuits, and also before starting of that hydraulic circuit, we have taken the revision on hydraulic different symbols which are used in the hydraulic circuit. Okay, now today we'll start with the another circuit, that is a speed control circuit. Okay, speed control circuit. uh, Before starting this, let me know whether my screen is visible at your end, whether my voice is audible at your end, and whether my video, okay, my screen and my video, whether all are okay or not. Okay, just tell me in the chat box. Hey everybody, please reply me in the chat box whether everything is okay. So that okay, sir. Okay, I got message. Okay, thank you. So as we have discussed in our earlier section also, that in the number 2, as we know that the flow control valves are used to control the speed of hydraulic cylinders. Okay, flow control valves are used to control the speed of the hydraulic cylinders. Okay, and there or it should be noted that the location of this our flow control valve, okay, with respect to the other component. Okay, location of the flow control valve in the that hydraulic circuit. Okay, so its a location with respect to other component in the hydraulic circuit will have the effect on the characteristic of the circuit performance. Okay, because the location of the flow control is having the some influence or the effect on the characteristic of the circuit performance. Okay, now there are three basic types of the locations of the flow control valve in any hydraulic circuit. There are three basic types of the location of the flow control valve in any hydraulic circuit, and that location or that types of the location of the flow control valve in any hydraulic circuit means the speed control valve. Okay, one is the meter in circuit, meter off circuit, and bleed off circuit. Getting it? Now, firstly, we'll go for the meter in circuit. Okay. So you can see here also in this slide our speed of control. Okay. Now again, this classification has been made according to or on the basis of the location of the flow control. So first is the meter in circuit, meter off circuit, then bleed off circuit, and it's a short symbol also here. I have mentioned. So you can see here, this is standard symbol of the meter in circuit. Okay, meter in, then meter out. You can see there is small difference between that two, and this is a bleed off. Okay, now we shall discuss firstly meter in circuit. Okay, then meter out. This type of the speed control of the hydraulic cylinders. Okay, in the next slide. Okay, so firstly we'll go for this meter in circuit. Okay, meter in circuit. So this figure this indicates or with the help of this figure, I would like to illustrate the meter in circuit, and this meter in circuit that can be used to control the speed of our hydraulic cylinder. Okay, that means the hydraulic actuator to control the speed of hydraulic cylinder. This meter in circuit is used. Okay, using the flow control valve. Okay, using the flow control valve that we are going to discuss in this meter in circuit, and it's a simple schematic diagram. It's a circuit diagram I have shown here. Okay, so this circuit actually you just say manually operated spring offset 4x2 direction controller, manually operated spring offset. You can check here. This is a 4x2 direction controller. It is a manually operated. Due to that only here plunger is there. This is a spring offset 4x2 wall, and along with this 4x2 direction control wall, here we have the flow control wall. This is a flow control wall. Getting it? So using this flow control wall, we are going to control the speed of this cylinder. Okay, so it is called metering circuit. Getting it? And in this metering circuit, type of the speed of circuit, the flow control wall is located in the line leading to this leading to the inlet port of the cylinder. The location of flow control wall is in the line leading to leading to the inlet port of the cylinder. Okay, so this is a inlet port of the cylinder. This we know that this is a cylinder. This is the inlet port of the cylinder, and this is our flow controller. Okay, so this is called the metering circuit because we have located this flow control wall in line with the leading to the our inlet port of the cylinder. Getting it? So this is a circuit diagram. Okay, so you can see this is a reservoir. Okay, line of the reservoir, you can see this one. Then this is our pump. Okay, this is a 4x2 direction control. This is a flow control. Here we have the pressure relief wall. Okay, this is a tank. Okay, now I will tell the operation. Okay, actually this is a direction control is a manually operated. Okay, and this is a spring offset 4x2 wall, manual operated. Due to that, only here push button is there, and this is spring offset. Okay, that means to come to the its original position, we need some return operation. Okay, actuation. For the purpose of that, the spring offset is used. Getting it? And here we have the this wall is a pressure compensated flow control. Already we have discussed this type, pressure compensated flow control wall. Okay, temperature compensated and pressure temperature compensated. So this here we have used pressure compensated flow control wall. This is standard symbol of that pressure compensated. Okay, here we have the and this is a double acting cylinder. This is a double acting cylinder. Double acting cylinder. Now let us discuss the operation of this metering circuit. So first extension stroke will happen. Okay, extension means what? This piston will move toward this direction. Okay, that this plunger, the ram will go in this direction. That means toward the this right side. Okay, so that is called extension. Now how it is going to happen, that I will explain. Now see, when this 4x2 wall is mechanically shifted to the left mode, no, that means towards this left, that time oil will flow from pump. Okay, this pump to the blind end of this cylinder, this one. Okay, via this flow control wall. Getting it? Okay, and this pump. Okay, so what are the flow is going to come from this pump? No, that will go from this flow control on. Then due to that only, it will forces this piston to move in this direction. Okay, towards the this one. Okay, so this pump flow extend the our cylinder, and here that it can be noted that extending speed of the cylinder, that depends on the your setting of the flow controller. Okay, your setting of the flow control, and thus here I can make another one setting, that is a extended speed of this cylinder, that can be increased or decreased just by regulating this by regulating or by controlling the flow of this fluid in this flow controller. Okay, so that means that extension will happen. Now if we have to take to its original position, that is called the retraction. That time what happened, when this 4x2 wall, the ratio control, when it is shifted to the its right side, okay, that means here, then oil will flow from the pump to the rod end. That means this P, this P will connect to the this B, and this oil will flow from this rod end, okay, towards the rod end. Okay, oil flows from the pump to the rod end of the cylinder, and hence cylinder will retract. That means it will come to the its original position. Getting it? And oil from the blind end, this from this one end of the this cylinder will drain back to the this flow control wall through this this check wall. Here we have the check wall, okay, as well as flow control wall. Then from the this A port to T port, okay. So this is called the meter in circuit, okay, meter in circuit. Okay, now similar to this, we'll go for the meter out circuit. See here, now that this one diagram is the standard diagram, okay, but with the help of this you can see how piston is going to extract, okay, that means the extension of the ram. And second image is gives the retraction stroke, okay. So you can see from the pump fluid will come, then from this P to A, then it will go through this our pressure compensated flow controller, okay, and here, okay, and in the second, see, fluid will go from pump to this B port, okay, and retraction will happen, and from the this end A port to fluid will come from this check wall, then this A to T, that means tank, and it will come to the your reservoir. So this is the first is the speed control when piston advanced, means what, extension happen, and second is the no speed control when piston retract or return to its original position. So this is schematic diagram, sorry, a circuit diagram of the meter in circuit. Getting it? Now let us go for the meter out circuit. See the difference in meter in circuit. This flow control or pressure compensated flow control was here, okay, that means here, okay. Flow control wall was located in the line leading to the inlet port of the cylinder. But here, flow control wall in the meter out circuit, flow control wall is located in the line with this ram side of your cylinder. Okay. Now let us discuss this meter out circuit. Okay, so this figure illustrates that the meter out circuit to control, again purpose is same, to control the speed of this hydraulic cylinder. Okay, this again double acting cylinder, and in this meter out circuit type, flow control wall is located in the outlet line, that means this one in the outlet line of the hydraulic cylinder. This outlet line of the hydraulic cylinder. Getting it? Now let us you can see here again we have the pressure reliever. Here you can check here 4x2 this is a solenoid operated wall is there, okay. Here manual operated not there, solenoid operated, okay. So flow will come from this P to B, okay, then flow will go from this one, okay, to that only, sorry, flow will first position, okay, this one, flow will go from this P to A, okay. So expansion will happen, that in extension, and while coming to that retraction, that time fluid will go from this one, okay. So you can see here, okay, with the help of this figure I will show. So here we have the pump and motor element, okay, filter is there, pressure relief valve is there, this is the 4x2 direction controller here, then this is your pressure compensated flow controller. Now when speed control is there, no, that time what happen, fluid will go or oil will go from this pump to the speed to A, okay, that means this, and then due to that only piston will move toward this, okay. Getting it? And when retraction happen, no, that time fluid will go from this wall. You can see this is retraction. See the position, no speed control. Speed, getting it? So this is a difference. The operation of this metering circuit to the that of our metering circuit. Okay, but there is a small difference is that the only difference is that meter out flow control system, it controls the oil flow rate, okay, out of your cylinder, out of your cylinder. That means here, okay, and or in other word I can tell this meter out circuit control the retraction speed of your circuit, retraction speed of the circuit, retraction speed of your circuit. And here please note that in metering circuit, that metering circuits are usually used when the that external load opposes the direction of the motion of the your hydraulic cylinder. As a for example situation in the case of hydraulic table feed on a surface grinder. But in meter circuit that are commonly used when that external load, it will act as a same direction of your motion of the hydraulic cylinder. Getting it? Understood or not? See, this is the difference. Here flow control was metering circuit was here flow control, okay, at the inlet port of cylinder, but meter out circuit, sorry, see, flow control wall is located at outlet, or it's located, that flow control, it is located in the outlet line of the your hydraulic cylinder, this one. Getting it? So this is the difference. Okay, understood or not? Please tell me, understood or not? Please reply me, understood or not? Okay, now again to elaborate this point, okay, I will show a short video, okay, so that it is easy to understand, to get more knowledge about this. Okay, but just I will share screen, because for every point I am taking giving the support of the other event, other videos. Okay, to do that it will be easy to understand you all. First we'll go for this metering circuit, okay, for double acting, whatever I've discussed. Before that I will show one small video first. Just a minute.
Welcome to Lunchbox Sessions, bite-sized industrial training.
Hello, this is Carl from LunchboxSessions.com. In this video, we'll cover the flow control and the concepts of meter in versus meter out. At its most basic level, a flow control, as used for controlling the speed of a hydraulic cylinder, is often nothing more than a variable orifice in the form of a needle valve, along with a return flow check valve. And the return flow check valve is usually built right into the same package as the needle valve. So the way we have this particular flow control plumbed in to the blind end of the cylinder, we are currently set up for a form of flow controlling called meter in. And the word meter in or the word meter out is not a reference to which direction the cylinder is traveling, but rather a reference to whether or not we are controlling the rate of flow as fluid enters the cylinder or as fluid is leaving the cylinder. So in this case, we are set up to meter the fluid as it enters the blind end of the cylinder. Fluid will not be able to pass through the check valve. Here we go. It's all working well in the first part of the cylinder's extension, but as you could see, as the load went over center, things got a little interesting. Now let's watch meter in flow controlling taking place on the line that feeds the rod end port. This will be meter in for the retracting of the cylinder. You could see that fluid is being metered on the bottom line, and oil leaving the blind end port can do so freely through the return flow check valve mounted to the needle valve. Let's work forward and back again. Now, of course, what's special about this particular arrangement is that we've got a load that runs over center. That pendulum overrunning load is a handy one in these animations for understanding what the effects of a runaway load, sometimes referred to as a negative load on a cylinder, might do to various parameters of the hydraulic system. In this case, we could tell that not all is well with the meter in scenario. What we find out is that it's working well until the point at which the load goes over center, and then the cylinder rod is being moved perhaps a little faster by the load running away than the pump and valve can supply to the cylinder, and hence the very uneven motion that we're seeing, and perhaps even the formation of some cavitation void in the cylinder. A very uneven motion with plenty of undesirable effects. So as you can see, meter in will work fairly well as long as there's no runaway effect. In fact, meter in will work best in the vertical position for extending the cylinder if you had gravity and a load opposing the extension of the cylinder. So quite often you hear us saying, if in doubt, meter out. Well, I'm going to hit a little magic button here that's going to change us around to meter out flow controlling. But all you need to do is keep an eye on these two check valves and see what happens. Do you see what happened? We switched to a meter out plumbing arrangement for our flow controls, and all that happened is both check valves have been reversed. So now let's have a look and see what happens. Well, it looks like now that we're metering the oil as it leaves the cylinder. Notice what's happening with the flow arrows. We're putting a pinch on the flow of the hydraulic oil as it's leaving the cylinder, and everything looks much better now. Now that there's a runaway type of load, perhaps our needle valve, if restricted sufficiently, could control what otherwise might be a very uneven motion. So that's the difference between meter in and meter out. But don't be in a rush to apply meter out to the rod end port. This particular meter out arrangement here can come at a pretty high price to the damage that it can cause in your hydraulic system. If this particular variable orifice, if this needle valve is pinched down too far, during extension, believe it or not, if there isn't enough load for the cylinder to push on, and in this case we've even got a negative load, the load is running away with the rod, what can happen is an intensification of pressure between the rod and cylinder port and this particular needle valve. This particular line here can become pressured to many multiples of what the pressure is on the backside of the cylinder. And exactly what that multiple or ratio is a function of the surface area difference between the back of the piston and the rod side piston, the annular or washer ring piston on the rod side. So that's a topic for another video, but keep in mind that meter out is not always a perfect scenario either. And really, whenever there's a runaway load, a flow control is a little overly simplistic, and in many cases, when you need to move the load quickly, a counterbalance valve is a much better choice, and of course, no risk to pressure intensification on the rod side as long as that counterbalance valve has been chosen and specified correctly. So that's an introduction to meter in versus meter out flow controlling as used to control the speed of a cylinder. Thanks for watching.
We have
Okay, I will show another one. Okay, to get the clear-cut understanding of the meter in and meter out. 1 minute.
In this video, I explain meter in circuit for double acting cylinders. So meter in circuit is a one type of the speed control circuit. Okay, so in a speed control circuit, there is a three type of circuit. First one is meter in, second one is meter out, and third one is the bleed off circuits. Okay, now for controlling the speed, we require the flow control valves. Okay, so in this circuit, we need to use the flow control valves. So for controlling the speed, we require the flow control valve, and at which location the flow control valve is put at, it is the most important. Okay, so according to this name of the system in a meter in circuit, the flow control valve is put at the inlet. Okay, and in a meter out circuit, second type of the speed control is the meter out circuit. Okay, so in a meter out circuit, the flow control valve is put at the outlets. Okay, so in every theory there is a two types of the circuit. Okay, so in a meter in circuit, so meter in circuit for extension strokes and meter in circuit for the retraction strokes. Okay, so what is the inlet for the extension, what is the inlet for the retractions, that I will explain during studying of this theory. So in meter in circuit, the rate of flow of oil going into the cylinders is controlled by using the flow control valves. Okay, so we need to control the speed. For controlling the speed, we need to control the flow of the oils. Okay, same way when we drive the bicycles. Okay, so when we need to increase the speed of the bicycles, we need to apply the more force. Okay, so same way we need to control the speed. Means suppose we need to increase the speed of the double acting cylinder, we need to supply the more oil. Okay, suppose we need to reduce the speed and we need to require to supply the less quantity of the oil. Okay, so this quantity of the oil is controlled by using the flow control valves. Okay, so FCV is placed at the inlet of the cylinders. Okay, so in a double acting cylinder, we know that there is a two port is there. Okay, so which one is considered inlet and which one is considered as the outlets. Okay, for extensions and retractions, the inlet and outlet are alternately changed. So cap and pot C is the inlet for extension. Okay, so during extension stroke, what happen? The pistons of the double acting cylinder is moving from left to right. That means we need to supply the oil from the left side. Okay, and oil is outlet from the right side. Okay, so this thing I explained you on the image, so you can clearly understand. And rod and pot R is the inlet during the retraction strokes. Okay, so first we understand for meter in circuit for extensions. Okay, so here you see we draw the hydraulic circuits. So these are the basic component: oil reservoirs, pump. From the outlet of the pump, oil is supplied to the directional control valve. So here you see that we use the 4x2 directional control valve. Okay, so this is a 4 pot and 2 square. 2 square means 2 position. So it is called as the 4x2 directional control valve. Pressure relief valve, this is the return lines. Okay, and in a 4x2 directional control, there is a 4 pot, port A, port B, port P, and port T. This is the double acting cylinders. This is called as the cap and pots. Why it is the cap and pots? So generally we wear the cap on our head. So it is on the upper part. So it is called as the cap end. And here the rod is there. Then this side is called as the rod end pot. So here R is written. Okay. And this A pot is connected with the cap and pot. And the B pot is connected with the rod end pots. Okay. Now here we study that is a meter in circuit for extension. So first we need to understand what is the extension. Extension means the piston is moving from left side to right side. Okay. Now when the piston is moving from left side to right side, when we supplied the pressurized oils from the left side, okay, means this side we supplied the oil. Okay, and same times the piston is moving on the left to right side. At that time some oil is present on the road side, they are going on this side. Means for the extension, inlet is on the cap and pot side. Okay, and this is the outlet for the extension. Okay, during the retraction it is the change. Okay, now according to this name meter in circuit. Okay, and for the extension, so this is the inlet side for the extension. So we need to put this flow control valve in this line. Okay, so here you see this is the symbol of flow control valve and the variable speed flow control. That's why we draw the arrow, and we connect the inlet and outlet of the flow control valve with this one check valves. Okay, so this is the complete diagram for the meter in circuit for extensions. In a first positions of 4/2 DCV, oil under the pressure flow from P2A and B2T. So here in this image you see this is for the first positions. Oil is flow from P2A. Okay, from the P2A it is supplied in this flow control valve. Okay, alright. Oil have the two options, either pass from the flow control valve or either pass from this check valves. Okay, and then it is enter in this cap and pot side, and he applies some force on the piston, and the piston is moving left to right side. At times some oil is present on roadside, is supplied back through this green pipe, B pot, then T pot, and go to the reservoirs. Now this flow is through the flow control valves, means oil coming from the A pot, it's coming here. Okay, and they pass from the flow control valves, and the flow is controlled. Means when the oil is passed from the flow control valve, we are able to adjust the flow controls. Okay, either we supply the less quantity of oil or higher quantity of the oils. Hence the piston is extend slowly, means we are supplying the less quantity of oils and the piston is moved with the slow speed. So it is called as the flow controls. In a second positions of the 4/2 DCV, oil under the pressure flow from P to B and A to T. Means second position means this 4 pot is connected with this second position. Means here you see it is a cross line, means P pot is connected with the B and A pot is connected with the T. Means oil is flow from P to B and A to T. Okay, so pressurized oil is entering P pot, then it is supplied in B pots. Means that is a retraction stroke is going on. Okay, and during these retractions we are not able to control the speed because the oil return from the cap and pot is passed through this check valve. Okay, not from the flow control valve. This flow is through the check valve and this is the free flow. Hence the piston is retract at the higher speed, which is not controlled because the oil is not flow from this flow control valve, but it is flow from this check valve and supplied to A pot, and from the A pot it is go to the T pots. Now before moving on this, for the meter in circuit for the retractions, I request to like the video and subscribe my channels for watching the more video related component directional control valves. Okay, and this is a double acting cylinder, cap and rod end pots. Okay, now according to this name, meter in circuit for the retractions. So during the retraction, which side is our input? During retraction, this piston is moving from right to left side. Okay, so when this piston is moved right to left side, when we supplied the pressurized oils on the rod end pots. Okay, so pressurized oil is enter from rod end pot, it applies some force and piston is start to move right to left. At same time on cap end side some oil is present, they are supplied it to the oil reservoir for the A or T pots. Okay, so it means this is the inlet side of for the retraction. So here we put the flow control valve. Here you see we putting flow control valve, and inlet and outlet of the flow control valve is connected with this check valve. So in the first positions of the 4/2 DCV, oil under the pressure flow from P to A and B to T, and this flow is through the check valve, and this is the free flow. Hence the piston is extends at the higher speed and this is not controlled. Means during the retractions we are able to control the speed only during the retractions. We are not able to control the speed during the extensions. Okay, during in a last case what we study for meter in circuit for extensions. Okay, so in this circuit, that circuit we are only able to control the speed during the extension stroke. Okay, now in this retraction circuit, in a first position means on this first. Okay, right now you see this image for the second positions. Okay, on the first positions oil is flow from P to A and B to T. Okay, means oil is directly supplied from A pot to C pot, and then okay, and return oil is passed from this check valve. Okay, means it is a free flow and we are not able to control the speed, and the piston is extends with the higher speed which is not controlled. In the second position, means right now you see for the diagram for the second positions. Okay, and it is called as the 4/2 DCV. Okay, so oil under the pressure flow from P to B and A to T. So here you see this P pot is connected with B pot, A pot is connected with this T pots. Okay, this flow is through the flow control valve and the flow is controlled, hence the piston is retract slowly. Means oil supplied in a B pot is enter in a flow control valves. So we control the flow rates and then after it is supplied, so retraction slow stroke is going with the slow speeds. Okay, meter in control is used for the opposing load only. Okay, so I just remind again, for meter in circuit for retractions we are able to only control the speed during retractions. Okay, so either we have the two options to select the meter in circuit for extensions or for the retractions. Okay, in a one system for both the system is not possible. Okay, so according to this requirement we are select the any ones. Okay, suppose we need to control the speed during the retractions, then we select this for meter in circuit for retractions. Suppose we need to control the speed during the extension, then we need to use the meter in circuit for the extensions. Okay, so meter in circuit is used for the opposing load only. Okay, so we already studied what is the opposing loads and the lowering loads. It can prevent running away load because the return line from the cylinder is free path towards the reservoirs. Running away load will pull the piston and the piston cannot resist that. Now here we end this.
Whether it is clear with a meter in circuit, whether are you clear with this meter in circuit? Meter in circuit, please tell me in the chat box. Again, within 5 minutes we'll see this one also meter out. Okay, so it will be a pressure for us.
In this video, I explained the meter out circuit for double acting cylinders. So meter out circuit is generally used to control the speed of the double acting cylinders, and the meter out circuit is generally used for both the type of the loads, opposing loads and the running away loads. And it's have the two type, meter out circuit for extension stocks and meter out circuit for the retraction stocks. In meter out circuit, the rate of flow of oil under a pressure coming out of the cylinder is controlled by flow control valve, and FCV is placed at the outlet of the cylinders. Okay, so we know that the meter out circuit is a one type of the speed control circuit. Okay, and for controlling the speeds we need to control the flow rate of the oil, and for controlling the flow rate of the oils we require the FCV, means flow control valve. Means flow of the oil is controlled by using the flow control valve, and if we control the flow then we are able to control the speeds. And here name is the meter out. Okay, that's why the flow control valve is placed at the outlet of the cylinders. Okay, so we know that in a double acting cylinder that is a two port, one is the rod end port R, okay, and another is the cap end port C. Okay, so which side we provide the flow control valves, it depend on the stocks, and that is a two type of the stock. One is the extension stock and another is the retraction stocks. The rod end port R is the outlet for extensions. Okay, so we know that during the extension the piston is moving from left to right. Okay, so left side that is the inlet and right side that is the outlets. Okay, means cap end port is the inlet and rod end port is the outlet for extension stocks. Okay, and cap end port C is the outlet for the retractions. Okay, so we know that for the retractions piston is moved from right to left, means from the rod end port to the cap end port. So rod end side the inlet is provided and the cap end port sides the outlet is provided. So first we understand the meter out circuit for the extension stocks. So here you see this basic component of the hydraulic circuit: oil reservoir, pump, this is the delivery lines, pressure relief valves, this is the return line, that is a filter is provided, and this pressure line is connected with this directional control valve. Here you see this is a 4x2 directional control valve. That is a two outlet port of directional control valve, that is the A port and the B ports. Okay, so here you see this is the double acting cylinder, this is the cap end port, this is the rod end port. So here you see this is the rod is there, that's why it is rod end port. Here it is upper part of the cylinder, it is known as the cap. So this A port is connected with C port, R port is connected with the B ports. Okay, now here the important thing is that at the which side we need to provide the flow control valves. Okay, so what is the extension stock? Here we studied that meter out circuit for extension. So first we need to understand what is extension. Extension means piston is moving from left to right. Okay, so when piston is moving from left to right, when we supply the oil from the cap end ports, okay, so oil is enter from this side, then the piston is extends. Okay, and when the piston is extends, oil present on the rod end port is supplied in this side, means this is the outlet and this is the inlets. Okay, so flow control valve is provided on the outlet according to the name. So this is the outside side, so here you see there is the flow control valve is putted, and this is the variable speed flow control valves, and inlet and outlet of the flow control valve is connected with this check valve. Now in a first positions of 4/2 DCV, oil under the pressure flow from P2A and B2T. Now here you see this is the first positions. Okay, P port is connected with A. Okay, so oil is supplied from the A port. When the oil is supplied from the A port, it is enter on the C port and the piston is retract. At that time the oil present on the roadside is supplied back. Okay, so from which side it is supplied back, this is the important things to be studied. So this flow is through the flow control valve, means here the oil outlet from the rod end port, it's have the two options, either go through the check valve or either pass from the flow control valves. Okay, so oil is passed from the flow control valve and the flow is controlled, and when we are able to control the flow, then we are able to control the speed of the pistons. Okay, so here what is written, this flow is through flow control valve and the flow is controlled, hence the piston is extends slowly, so we are able to control the speeds. In a second positions of 4/2 DCV, means when this directional control valve, you see that the P port is connected with the B and A port is connected the V, it is called as the second positions. Okay, and this flow is through the check valve, means when the oil is come from the P port, it is supplied to the B ports. Okay, from these B ports oil is come here and it have the two options, either pass through the check valves and either pass through the flow control valves. Okay, so this flow is through the check valve, means the oil is not flow from the flow control valves, it is passed from these lines through this check valve, then come here and then enter into the rod end port of the cylinders. Okay, so this is the free flow. When the free flow, why it is called free flow, because we are not able to control the speed of the, we are not able to control the flow rate, and flow rate is not controlled and the speed is not controlled, that's why it is called as the free flow. Hence the piston is retract at the higher speed, means retraction is going with the higher speeds, which is not controlled. Okay, so this is the meter out circuit for extension, means we are only control the speed during the extensions. Okay, next we study the meter out circuit for retractions. So that time we are only able to control the speed during the retraction stocks, means suppose here written the extension, then we only control the speed during attraction. Suppose here retraction is written, then we are able to only control the speed during the retraction stocks. Now before moving ahead, I request to like the video and subscribe my channels. For watching the more further subject, I request to visit the, it's have the two port outlet port A and B. This is the double acting cylinders. This is the connecting pipes. Okay, now what is the retraction? Retraction means the piston is moving from right to left. Okay, when piston is moving right to left, the rod end port is inlet, means here oil is enters, oil is apply some force on the piston and piston is start to move right to left, it is called the retractions. Okay, at the same times oil present on the cap and side is supplied at back, means this is the outlet and this is the inlet. Okay, so we need to provide the flow control valve on the outlet according to name, that is the meter outs. So we provide at the outlet of the retraction stocks. Okay, so we provide the flow control valve at the outlet of the retraction stock. This is the inlet for retraction, this is the outlet for the retraction, that's why we provide the flow control valve here. Okay, and we install the check valves at the inlet and outlet of the flow control valves. In a first positions of 4/2 DCV, oil under the pressure flow from P2A and B2T, means this is the images for the second positions. Okay, it is not for the first positions. So this is images for the second position, but here we discussing about the first positions. Okay, first position means this square is connected with these pipelines. Okay, so when here you see in this first position, P port is connected with the A. Okay, and the B port is connected with the tank ports. So during that, the pressurized oil is supplied from P to A ports. Okay, and this flow is through the check valve, means oil coming in this A port, it's supplied here, it have the two options, either go through the flow control valves or a check valve. Okay, but oil is supplied through the check valves, because when we supply this oil from the cap and ports, at that time the extension is going on. Okay, and when the extension is going on, we are not required to control the speed, because according to them, meter out circuit for retractions, means during the retractions we are only able to control the speed. Okay, but during this first positions, extension is going on, so during the extension we are not controlling the flow. Okay, so when we are not controlling the flow, we are not able to control the speed, and oil is supplied from this check valve. Okay, and this is the free flow, hence the piston is extends at the higher speed and which is not controls. In a second position of 4/2 DCV, means here in this diagram you see this is the 4/2 DCV. So oil under the pressure flow from P to B and A to T. So here you see that P port is connected with B port A pot is connected with this T pots. So pressurized oil is entered in P pot, then after go to the B, and from the B pot oil is supplied to the rod end pot R. Okay, so oil enter here, is applied some force on the pistons, and the piston is moved right to left. It is called as the retraction, and oil present on the cap and pot is supplied back. So when oil is supplied back, so we are controlling the speed during these retractions because we are studying meter out circuit for retraction. So this flow is through the flow controller, means oil coming from the cap and pot is entered in a flow control valves, and we are able to control the speed. So the flow is controlled, hence the piston is retract slowly. So meter out control circuit can be used for both opposing load as well as for the running away load. It can hold running away load because there is a flow control valve at the outlet of the cylinders which maintain the higher pressure oils under the pressure at the cylinders outlet.
Okay, so then this is about the meter in and meter out circuit. Okay, hope you have understood that. Let us go for next one, that is a blade of let us go for the blade of circuit. Just a minute. Now you can see here, this is a schematic circuit diagram of blade of a circuit. Okay, so you can see here fluid will take the now this diagram, this circuit is for the blade of circuit for linear actuator. Okay, so this again this are 4x2 direction control. Here it is used. Here we have the flow control pressure relief valve. Okay, now in the normal position, what happened? The fluid will go from this pump to the this P port, then A, and from this A port to cap end of the your hydraulic cylinder. To do that extension, stroke will happen. Okay, and simultaneously, oil will come from this this rod end to this B and then directly to the tank. Getting it? And during the extraction, what happened? Retraction. That means the second position, fluid will come from this P to this B directly, and retraction will happen. Getting it? So this is called the bleed off circuit. Bleed off circuit. Okay, very simple. Again, for this also I will show a small video. You can see this is a two diagram I have taken. One first is the bleed off circuit for both direction. Okay, and this second one is the bleed off circuit for the inlet to the cylinder or the motor. It's a forward stroke. What I have just explained, P to A. Okay. Bleed off a circuit.
In this video, I explain the bleed off circuit for double acting cylinders. So first we understand what is the meaning of the bleed off circuits. Then after we understand the bleed off circuit for extensions and the bleed off circuits for the retraction. So here you see this diagram for the bleed off circuit for extensions. In a bleed off control circuit, a bypass line is connected to inlet of cylinder. Means in a bleed off control circuits, we providing the flow control valve in a bypass line, means we need to provide one bypass lines, okay. And bypass line is provided at which location? At the inlet of the cylinders, okay. So we know that inlet of the cylinder is changed, okay. During the extension stroke, left side is for the inlet, and for the retraction stroke, the rod end port R is the inlet for the cylinders. So cap end port C is inlet for extension stroke, and the rod end port R is the inlet for retraction strokes. Means when we study the bleed off circuit for the retraction strokes, we need to provide this bypass line on the rod and port sides, and when we study the bleed off circuit for extensions, we need to provide the bypass line on the cap and port sides. A flow control valve is placed in this bypass line, means first we need to draw one bypass line, and in these bypass lines we are providing the flow control valves. This FCV means flow control valve, bypass the control amount of the oils, okay. Means this flow control valve is bypass the control amount of oil flow back to reservoir, means they supplied the bypass amount of oil again to the main reservoirs, and only the remaining amount of the oil will flow to the cylinders, and so by controlling the bypass flow rates, we control the flow rate going to the cylinders. Now we understand in detail during this both the stocks. Now before moving ahead, I request to like the video and subscribe my channels for watching the more video related to the OHP and another subject of the mechanical engineering. For the OHP, various link is provided in descriptions as well as on a card on a top right screen of your mobiles or a laptop. For more subject, I request to visit the playlist. Now first we understand the bleed off circuit for extensions. Now here you see this is the basic component for the hydraulic systems, and this is the P port and T port of the directional control valve. Here is A port and B port. This is the cylinder ports. This is the double acting cylinder. This is the cap end port C. Here this is the rod end port R. So A port is connected with the cap end port. B port is connected with this rod end port R. Okay. Now we are studying the bleed off circuit for extensions. Okay. And earlier we studied that during the extensions or a retractions, okay, we are providing the bypass line at the inlet of the stocks, okay. So during the extension, we know that cap and port is the inlet, okay. So we need to provide the bypass lines in these lines, okay. And during the retraction, this is the inlet. So during the retraction, we provide this bypass line on these sides, okay. So here you see this V1 provide this one bypass lines, okay. And this bypass line is connected with these oil reservoirs, okay. So in this bypass line, here you see this is the symbol of flow control valve is drawn. So FCV is provided here, okay. And this outlet of the flow control valve is connected with these reservoirs, okay. So for the simplicity, here I draw the symbol of the reservoirs, or you directly draw these lines on these main reservoirs. Now in the first positions of 4/2 DCV, oil under the pressure flow from P2A and B2T. So in this diagram you see that this is for the first positions, okay. So P port is connected with the A, B port is connected with the T. So oil under the pressure flow from P to A, and then after they reaches on these points, okay, then what happened? Now we study here. But this flow control the flow because the control amount of oil is released back to the tank through the FCV. Means according to this requirement, oil is entered here. So okay, from these points some quantity of the oil is bypassed and again supplied it to the reservoirs, and the required quantity of the oil is only supplied to the cap and ports, okay. And this required quantity of oil is applied the forces on the pistons, okay. So we are able to control the speed of the pistons as well as the actuators during the extension. So here the extension is written, means we are only control the speed during the extensions, not for the retractions. Only the remaining amount of the oil is flowing into the cylinders and piston is extend slowly. Why piston is extend slowly? Because some quantity of the oil is go back to the oil reservoirs and small quantity of oil is supplied to the cap and ports. That's why the speed is reduced. In the second positions of the 4/2 DCV, second position means when this directional control valve is connected on the second position. So in second position you see that P port is connected with this B port and A port is connected with this T port. So this flow is free flow. There is no FCV in the line hence the piston is retract at the high speed, which is not controlled. Means oil enter from the P port to the B port, means here it's coming, then oil is supplied there to the rod end ports. Okay, then the oil is enter and apply the some force on the piston, and piston is moving. Okay, now when the piston is moving during the retraction, that is the right to left, so some oil is present here. Okay, so oil is directly supplied to the A ports. Oil is not go to the flow control valves. Okay, or either the oil is going to flow control, they are also going to the reservoirs. Okay, so we are not able to control this speed. So this is called as the bleed off circuit for extension stocks. Now we study bleed off circuit for retractions. So these are the basic component that we already studied. Okay, and we know that in a bleed off circuit, the bypass line is provided at the inlet of the stocks. Okay, so which is the inlet line for the retraction? So we know that this is the rod end port line is the inlet for the retractions, and the cap end port side is the outlet for the retractions. Okay, so bypass line is provided in this line, in B to R line. So this is the bypass line. In this bypass line, the flow control valve is put at. So here you see this is the FCV, and its speed is flow is controllable. That is the variable speed. That's why this arrow line is drawn. And this outlet of this bypass line is connected with this reservoir. So here we draw the small reservoirs, or either you draw these lines to the main reservoirs. So in a first positions of the 4x2 DCV. Okay, so this diagram is actually for the second position, not for the first positions. Okay, so we know that during the first position extension is going on. Okay, and during these extensions we are not able to control the speed. That's why it is go with the higher speed. Okay, so we are only able to control the speed during the retractions. Okay, and the retraction is going for the second positions of the directional. So in a first positions we are not able to control the speed, so they are moving with the higher speeds. So in a first positions of 4x2 DCV, oil under the pressure flow from P2A and B to T. So here you see P port is connected with this A port, and this B port is connected with this T ports. This flow is free flow. There is a no FCV in this line, hence the piston is extended at the higher speed, and which is not controllables. In a second position means here you see this diagram is for the second positions. Okay, so oil under the pressure flow from P to B and A to T. So here you see this P port is connected with this B port, and A port is connected with this T ports. So pressurized oil is enters in a P port. From the P port it's go B ports. Okay, and from the B port here oil is come. It's have the two option. Oil is directly go to the rod end port, and some quantity is going a flow control valves. Okay, but this flow is controlled flow because the control amount of oil is released back to the tank through the FCV. Means from this point some quantity of the oil is supplied to the flow control valve and again back supplied it to the reservoirs, and only the remaining amount of the oil is flowing into the cylinder and piston is retract slowly. Suppose the 1 kg of oil is coming here, and out of this 1 kg 300 gram is supplied it back to the reservoir, only 700 gram is supplied here. So, okay, so piston is by default retract with the slow speed because of the mass of the oil is reduced. Now here certain note is written. The speed control circuit for the motor can be drawn just by replacing the double acting cylinders by bidirectional motors. Now suppose instance of this double acting cylinder, theory name is changed. Okay, so here the bleed off circuit is there, by mistake here the meter in circuit is written. Okay, so bleed off circuit for double acting cylinder we are studying. Okay, but instance of double acting cylinders in every case, that is in meter in circuit, in meter out circuit, or a bleed off circuits, in instance of the double acting cylinders they are asking about the motor. Okay, bidirectional motor, then you only need to change the symbols. Okay, so instance here of the symbol of double acting cylinders, you need to draw the symbols of the bidirectional motors. What is the symbol of bidirectional motor? That is a one circles, and inside the one circles you need to draw two triangles. Okay, and here you see the symbol of pump. In a pump, symbol is drawn like this, means apex of the triangle is on the periphery. Okay, but for the motor it is the change, this apex is going inside, means towards the centers. In all the circuit, that is in meter out, meter in, bleed off circuits, we can use the bidirectional motors instance of the double acting cylinder. Means in short you need to only change the symbols. Instance of double acting cylinder you only need to draw the symbol of bidirectional motors. Bleed off control is used for opposing load only. Okay, it can prevent running away load. This is because return line is free part. Return line is free part means suppose during these retractions, oil is entered from this side and this is the return lines. Okay, in the return line we are not able to control the speed. Okay, and we are not able to speed, and we are not able to control the running away loads. So running away load will not control, and the running away load will pull the pistons, and piston can resist that. Sorry, piston cannot resist that. The advantage of bleed off circuit is that it allows certain quantity of oil to flow back to the reservoirs through the flow control valves during a idle period. It prevents the flow of oil to flow through pressure relief valve, thereby it reduces the loss of powers and overheating of the oil during the idle periods. So thank you for watching this video. If you learned something, then like the video and
Okay. I hope everyone has got this point of the speed control on meter in circuit, meter out, and bleed off a circuit. Now remaining that sequencing circuit, synchronizing circuit, and a regenerative, that we will we will discuss in the next lecture. Okay. Now all of you, please write down your roll number in the chat box. Okay, and after writing your roll number in the chat box, you can leave this meeting, no problem. Okay. At 4:30, I will share the link of unit number 2 MCQ based test. Okay, because it were not conducted that. Okay, today we will conduct the unit test, that unit number 2 MCQ test. Okay, please write down your roll number in the chat box. After writing your roll number, you can leave this meeting.